everybody, I'm at the bus stop to do a little bus stop happening with y'all and just share a topic or something that's been going on with y'all. So today I thought I would bring up the topic of morality. Morality is something that, our culture and pretty much every human being is judged by, from one another. We judge each other about, our choices. We judge, our religion judges us. Sometimes, our friends, family, and maybe even our work can judge us in different ways. So there's certain standards of morality and certain standards of what's appropriate and what's not appropriate in this apparent life that we live. So all of that is relevant. If there are laws, I still have to abide by them. If there are social norms, I still abide by those. Of course, I'm free to do whatever I want. I'm not doing it, but anything and everything can happen. So there's no telling what will happen. But what happens after the shift, after having this realization, is that it's not that you want to follow any sort of morality or be good or better or nothing like that. You just accept what you are. But all those desires that lead to manipulation, that lead to dishonesty, that lead to hurting others, that lead to taking advantage of others, those sorts of behaviors, in my case, pretty much just fall away. Even in relationships, like with romantic relationships, a lot of times it's kind of a give and take, or the way I had seen it before was more like, what can you do for me, sort of situation on both ends. All of that falls away. There's just no need to have or get anything. Whatever happens is completely perfect. So you have no desire to change things. And since that desire just dissolves, there's just no manipulations. There's no games. There's none of this sort of thing that can lead down the rabbit hole of what you would call somebody that's not moral. So it's not necessarily that this thing makes you want to be a better person or anything like that. You just accept what is, and all those behaviors that were leading to what we would call unmoral, they just fall away. So there's no need to, and this isn't my case, I'm just giving an example, but there's no need to like scam for money or do anything manipulative or lie or anything like that for business. You just accept whatever you have, whatever money you have coming in, whatever it is that your life is, you pretty much just accept it. If there's a desire to change things, it's not like money based. It's not how can I get something based. It's more of how can I enjoy this more? How can I have more fun? So for example, in my case, I was working previous to this shift, a counseling job. And in that counseling, I was doing counseling with parents. I was doing counseling with couples. And then actually I got promoted to a higher position where I was now managing. And after I had this shift, I've kind of lost interest in all of that. I still have interest in psychology and counseling, but more of a transpersonal or trying to help people to integrate or to put into context their awakenings. So that's something that I want to get into. And that would be more of like a personal thing that I do on the side, at least at this point, because that's not what I'm doing full time. But anyway, I took some time off, and my next career choice, I finally felt like I was ready to go back to work, but I wanted to find something that was very fun and joyful and would be, something that I would just enjoy doing every day, not so much for the money. I actually went back and I got back a teaching job I used to have. And that's actually the lowest paying job I've ever worked. But the money doesn't matter to me. At this point, all of that kind of just crumbles. That's not important. You notice that what's most important in life is just living life and having fun. So you want to find what aligns with that. So if your job isn't aligning with that, you just go find something else. You don't. Whereas before, maybe you would have stayed in maybe a difficult or a job that didn't align with you because it was paying a lot of money, or because there was a possibility of getting more money. And that's not the case anymore. There's just no desire there to move up that ladder, or to, before I did want to kind of always be moving up in my career, and now I have absolutely no desire for that. I have desire to just have fun and explore topics that I like, that sort of thing. But there's just nothing behind it that can grab you and bring you into that kind of unmoral place that a lot of people get into with business. And I might have business on my mind because my internet wasn't working last night, and I ended up watching a DVD called Enron, The Smartest Man in the Room. And yeah, there was a lot of scams. It was actually people that were well-meaning people, but pretty much everybody got into this scamming. And it was just, in my view, as like thinking everything psychologically, you know, you just see the trouble that money and power can get people into. Anyhow, there's no need to manipulate anything. So morality just kind of just falls into place. And if you watch some of my other videos, I think I have a video where I talk about, I just made one recently about how my mom sometimes interchanges names and gets them confused. And my grandmother had shared with her that that happens because she just kind of just loves all her children. And she doesn't necessarily associate the name, it's just love. So she knew them before they were born. So what happens as well with morality is that you start to see that everyone you meet, no matter how horrible you think they are, no matter how great they are, no matter whatever about them, that person is just, it's just another form arising. It's another you, because essentially what you are is what they are. It's all one. So you have a lot more compassion, and you don't want to ever harm anybody. So that's where morality starts to kind of shift, and it's not because you want to try to be a better person. It just naturally falls into place. Anyway, the bus is here, so I think this is a good stopping point. Thanks for watching.